Ever have the engine light on your car flashing very obnoxiously, telling you there's a major issue, you now need to take action? Well, this week we're going to talk about the light in your life flashing saying major action is needed to take care of your self-care, and what could you do in a short amount of time to help bring down that warning light and take care of yourself. Hey friend, do the daily demands of family life leave little time for self-care? Are you losing yourself in the process of caring for others? Are you ready to make self-care and healthy boundaries a natural part of your day while embracing your roles as a wife and mom? Well, I'm so glad you're here. I'm Christina, married 17 years to a neurodiverse man, mom of 3 neurodiverse kids, and many more roles. Welcome to the Moms and Neurodiverse Families podcast. Get ready to begin your self-care journey. Grab your planner and listen in as we take another small step towards a peaceful, healthier you. I had this car in college that was the bane of my existence and was kept together by my dad's ingenuity, and I swear it was but through prayer. When the car was working well, she was called Abigail. Great little car. But when she acted up, she was Jezebel. I was very flat out called her Jezebel because that car was just bad. There was a time span. We never figured out what the exact issue was, but when I'd be driving, I could be going 70 miles per hour. In fact, I can think of a specific time. I was driving home, and it was one of those like March days where there's water, it's cold, and there's water from some maybe melting snow, I believe, at the time. And it splashed up from the tires up by the engine. And I usually try to avoid any puddles, but because when that happened, the water got up, and somewhere by the computer, there was some stinky little wire. We never found this wire, but there was some wire that had exposed, there was no coating on it anymore. And when it got wet, that engine would just stop. Like, I could be driving 70 miles per hour and that thing would just stop working. So I got pretty good at knowing how to carefully pull over to the side of the road. And like, I knew when I could see the signs, it would start stuttering sometimes too. So I had the warning signs, and I could pull over and put it in park and then figure out how in the heck I'm going to get home. Oh, that car was such a bane. Anyway, but it taught me a lot about warning signs. And there were some warning signs. One was the puddle, but 2, it would begin to stutter a bit when the engine was first about to end and shut off. You and I, we talked about in episode 36 about the signs when our self-care is at a dangerously low level. We're not taking care of ourselves, and we need to do something. But we have to be aware of it. Like, there are so many women out there in neurodiverse families who are not aware of the flashing signs. So that is first, we have to be aware of it so we can take action. And that's all what episode 36 is, just giving you some ideas to be looking for. But now we're going to talk about, there's a warning sign. You see there's a big puddle. You see the flashing lights on the dashboard of your car. And you need to do something quick. As I've mentioned in the past, the planner system I'm working on, the self-care side of it is 4 components: mind, health, community, and enjoy. What I feel is the most crucial, when I'm in these situations, the area I focus on first and foremost, most of the time, is the mind. And that is where I think you will get the biggest bang for your time, is focusing on your mind. And why is that? If your mind is agitated, if you're in what Dr. Jim Wilder calls simple enemy mode or even intelligent enemy mode, when you're in that mode, your ability to even think about self-care is not possible because you're so frustrated, you're so agitated. So to take action, we need to first take care of our minds. And I have a freebie in the show notes that you can sign up for my email list. And in it is 5 minutes self-care tips of how you can take care of yourself in 5 minutes. So I would highly suggest that you sign up for the email list and get that. But personally, when I realized that, okay, the engine light's flashing, I got to take action, is first, how can I remove myself for a time period, even if it's 5 minutes? So oftentimes I see people say, well, I can't get away for 2, 3 hours. Hey, I understand 100%. I so get that. But we need to stop negating. If I can't get away for an hour, 2 or 3, then I can't do anything. That's not true. 5 minutes, 10 minutes can do a lot. So 5 minutes getting away to a quiet room. If you have to put on TV so that you can have this 5 minutes, then go do that. Because this is so important. So one, get away into a quiet place, a room that's maybe in a different part of the house. If you need to, going outside in the backyard. If you're living in the city, you may need to have some AirPods or some headphones to be listening to music to block out some of the other environmental sounds, but some place where you can get away. Oftentimes being in a quiet and lack of noise and stimulus with your eyes closed just for 3 minutes, breathing in, holding your breath, and then breathing out nice and slow. Doing that for 3 minutes can do wonders. After that, I would listen to music for 2 minutes. Or if I had a favorite essential oil, or maybe I love plants that have like peppermint leaves or mint leaves, you can have one of those plant leaves and you can rub it between your fingers and just smell that scent. That can help reset. Smell can really help reset your brain in so many different ways. Even if you have a bottle of almond extract, peppermint extract, like let's be creative here. Scent can be powerful to help reset our brain. Now, I would probably do first deep breathing, having quiet before I would do something with the smell. And then after that, I would begin, if I had a little more time, I would actually begin a thought process of thinking, what is going on? What is so frustrating for me right now? And to acknowledge the frustration. And if you're a person of faith, this is very important to imagine sitting across from you, that Jesus is sitting across from you, and you are just sharing, this crushed me when so-and-so said this, or I don't know what to do. I don't even know what I don't know. Like, I don't know how to handle this situation. Whatever is going on, that you're imagining Jesus on the other side, right across from you, sitting in a chair, and you're sharing that. And I want you to picture him listening, nodding, and saying, that sounds really hard. That is a lot. And I am with you in this. You may not get the answer, but if you can envision and imagine someone who is caring and who is for you. Now, maybe for you, if you're not a person of faith, you're imagining your grandma or your mom. You're thinking about someone, or maybe at this point, you're making a phone call to someone for a few minutes. But the thought of someone else, like in real, this is where joy comes from. And this is Marcus Warner and Dr. Jim Wilder talks about this. When there is joy, when we see the face of someone else who is excited about us, who cares for us, there is joy that builds up. And so as a person of faith, you can imagine your Savior having a positive, kind response to you. Not that you're getting the answer, but that basically he is saying, I am with you in this, next to you with this situation. And this was one of the research things that came up from Dr. Jim Wilder and trauma and others, is that when you go through a difficult situation, and if you envision yourself alone in that situation, that is very traumatic. But when you can see that you are not alone, when you can see that there is someone else with you going through it, in it, it changes your perspective. And that is what the hope at this part here is, for us to see that God is with us in it. And if, again, you're not a person of faith, who is that person that you could give a phone call to? Or maybe you don't have that person, but you remember your grandma. Maybe your grandma just doted on you and loved you. And imagine what she might say to you. You can think back on previous conversations that you had with your grandma or whoever this person is that you love very much. And think of how they responded to you in other situations that were difficult. Think about those conversations and pull that up and apply that to this. Maybe it was a major milestone in your life that didn't come to fruition, or some bad news. And think back on how that person that you love so much and who loved you, how they responded to that. And then apply that to the situation. They loved you, whether maybe they're no longer here on earth, but just calling back up to memory about someone who cares and loves for you and believed in you, that can also be very calming to our heart and soul. And knowing that, yes, they're not here now, but I was important to them. I was valued by them. And that can give you encouragement as well, remembering someone who loved you deeply. So let's do a quick recap here. We talked about when you realize, oh my goodness, I need to do something super quick because I'm at the end of my limit, is one, getting someplace away from everything, from people, from noises, that type of stuff, whether it's in a room or outside. 2, 3 minutes of deep breathing. And it's amazing how God made the brain and the science of how that deep breathing, slowly breathing in for a count of 4, holding our breath, and then slowly breathing out for a count of 4. Doing that for 3 minutes will help your brain so much. Then if time is permitting, you can listen to some music for a few minutes, and also adding in something with smell, whether it's something from your kitchen cabinet or a favorite perfume or essential oil you have. And then thinking about how either it's Jesus or you're thinking about a loved one who was for you, there was a response of being with you in this situation. Doing those things can greatly help your mind come to a point of being calmer and more peaceful. And I'm speaking from personal experience. And then you are able to decide, what do I have to do next? Now, this is just a emergency type of measure. This is something you can do often, but the goal should be is slowly incorporating small self-care moments into your life, peppered in the morning, during the day, and in the evening, gradually bringing them into your life so that it is a safety net to help support you. So the amount of times that you have that flashing warning light is decreased. That is the goal. I'm a realist. I still have my flashing light. It still happens, even though I have a tremendous amount of self-care developed within my day, in my morning, during the day, and in the evening. I have a lot that's there. But even I can have that. But the amount of times that my engine light is flashing now versus 5 years ago and 10 years ago is completely different. And if you are always having an engine light flashing, that red light flashing in your life, you're living on response mode, emergency mode, and that is not good for our body. So the more we can reduce the amount of times we get to that point, it is better for us. It is better for our family. And again, remember, as I talked about in episode 36, if we do not model for our kids and for even our spouses and how to do self-care, why would they be doing that? And also for your children, for your sons, for them to see, yes, if they do get married, their wives will need time to take care of themselves. And for your daughters to see, I should be doing this for myself. So there are extra blessings when we take the time to take care of ourselves. Hey, thank you for joining me today. I pray this episode gave you encouragement to take one small step. If so, please leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts to help other women find this show. By the way, if you're loving this conversation and want more encouragement like this, join my email list at bit.ly/myselfcare. That is bit.ly/myselfcare. I have a planner launching soon that will help you put all this into action in your own life. I look forward to chatting with you again next week for another episode.